Hello people, this is Summer. My story is about my sister-in-law, Renee, who tried to berate me and upstage me at every turn in my life. Let's start from the beginning. I'm married to Axel, who has a twin brother named Aiden. Renee was Aiden's wife, and for some reason she really hated me. For the longest time, I didn't know what her problem was, but I found out more later. Renee was an extremely competitive person who did her best to make me look bad. She once said to me, "Summer, you think you can compete with me, but trust me, you just can't. I always win because I am the best. People love you because you've been in this family longer than I have. But soon I will show everyone who the better daughter-in-law is. There's no competition between us, Renee. I don't think anything of that sort. You are the one who constantly makes fun of me and puts me down. I don't understand where this hostility is coming from. You make it so easy for me to insult you, Summer. You are just a nobody. You think that this family loves you so much. But just wait until I end up having the first grandchild. Everyone would forget you." Renee's words had made no sense to me. I had tried to be her friend, or at least have a cordial relationship with her, but Renee was never friendly towards me. She made fun of my life, my family, my job, literally everything else. I could tell that she was jealous of me because everyone loved me but was wary of her. That was her own fault, though. People picked up on how she treated me and often scolded her for her behavior. That made her resent me even more. Renee constantly tried to upstage me and even proposed to Aiden at my wedding. It was a shit show that I don't want to talk about, but I will tell you that over the years, Renee made sure to let me know how I am inferior to her. She even made fun of me for having fertility issues because I was having trouble getting pregnant. That was one of the worst moments in my life. It was a big fiasco where everyone berated her. Still, nothing changed. Aiden and Renee had a ton of marriage problems, but instead of solving them, Renee was hell-bent on winning against me. But things got worse after Renee got pregnant. Suddenly, everyone was pining over her, and she made it known how she kept her word. She said to me publicly, "I am so sorry, Summer. It must be hard for you to see someone younger than you being pregnant. Do not be too hard on yourself. Some people just do not have it in them to be a mother."
I am so sorry, Summer. It must be hard for you to see someone younger than you being pregnant. Don't be too hard on yourself. Some people just don't have it in them to be a real woman. What does that mean, Renee? I just mean that it's not hard getting pregnant. Aiden has fertility issues too, but I got knocked up so fast. I guess it's just one of your failures in life. My fertility issues were already a sensitive topic for me. Still, I was happy for Renee, but when she said those words, I couldn't help but cry out in grief. I had been blaming myself for not being able to get pregnant, and even seeing a psychologist for it. Renee's words pushed me back 100 steps from my mental progress. She didn't get off scot-free, though. Renee did get some scolding, but she cried and claimed that everyone was stressing her out and the baby. Naturally, there were no real consequences of her actions. But that incident remained fresh in my mind, and Axel also didn't let it go.
One day he said, "Summer, please don't take Renee's words to heart. You're already being too hard on yourself about your fertility issues." What Renee said was purely out of spite.
I know, Axel, but it still hurts. Your own brother is having a child, while I can't give you any right now.
It's okay, Summer. We'll have a child when it's the right time. Don't stress yourself out with that. Besides, everyone knows that Renee essentially baby-trapped Aiden. She's probably trying to make herself look better to hide that guilt.
Why do you think she baby-trapped Aiden?
Well, their relationship wasn't going well because she was found in an emotional affair with her ex. They even got separated for a short time without telling everyone. They got back together because of the baby.
I didn't know anything about this back then. I found Axel's theory plausible. Renee did tend to put me down just to make her look better. It was like the ultimate goal of her life. But something else bothered me from this information. I had a nagging doubt that there was some secret about the pregnancy. But without proof, I wasn't going to make assumptions. My doubts proved to be true when I got a message on my Instagram from an unknown man. It said, "Hi, this is Harry. I don't think you know me, but I absolutely needed to talk to you."
Your name doesn't ring a bell, Harry. You need to be more specific. Well, I'm Renee's ex-boyfriend. Renee is your sister-in-law, I think.
Now, I knew something fishy was going on. I had no idea why Renee's presumed ex was contacting me. What's more strange is that Axel did open up to me about Aiden and Renee having
Marriage problems because of an ex. I was instantly curious and wanted to know what.
Summer, I hope you are not making false accusations against my wife. I know you very well and I trust you, but still, I would need some proof. Can you tell me more about what you know?
Well, I had my doubts when I saw Renee hanging out with her ex-boyfriend again. I knew you told her not to talk with him, so I was immediately suspicious.
Aiden, don't listen to her. I swear I didn't meet with my ex. This child is yours and there has been no one else. Summer is making stuff up.
If she is lying, she wouldn't have proof. Renee, if these are lies, you wouldn't be so nervous. Stop butting into the conversation. I need to know what is going on.
Renee was now crying hard, and the people who went to comfort her were slowly pulling away from her. Everyone could tell that Renee was guilty of something. Her reaction just wasn't making sense even for a pregnant woman. It also didn't help that a few of her friends had their own doubts. In fact, one of her friends, Jaina, actually decided to reveal what she knew about Renee's affair. Renee was now desperate and willing to do anything to make me stop from telling Aiden the truth. She tearfully looked at me and said,
Summer, please don't do this. Don't lie and ruin my marriage. Me and my poor child will suffer for nothing. You're already stressing me out with your accusations. It might hurt my child. Don't think that you can emotionally blackmail me with your sob stories. You will be fine. Aiden needs to know that there is a possibility the child may not be his.
Renee, do you think that you can emotionally blackmail me with your sob stories? You will be fine. Aiden needs to know that there is a possibility the child may not be his. I have proof that she has been hiding things from you. I saw her at a bar with her ex about 7 months ago. I am so sorry that I couldn't take a picture.
Shit, that was the time when we were separated. She said that she didn't do anything or go anywhere. This is insane.
There is more. I do not have proof that she slept with her ex, but I think her friends may have something to say about it. Plus, Jaina confirmed that Renee has been meeting with her ex outside her office almost every day.
Renee's eyes went wide when I said that. She didn't expect Jaina to sell her out. She thought that there was no way Jaina would say anything to anyone, let alone to me. But she was wrong. Jaina had a strong sense of morality, and she was Aiden's friend first and her co-worker later. Aiden knew Jaina as well because they went to the same school together. I guess Renee wasn't aware of that.
Jaina, is this true? Renee has been meeting her ex at her office?
I'm so sorry. Yes, it is true. She has been seeing her ex during her break. They even went out to eat. This has been happening for a while. I didn't know that she wasn't supposed to meet with her ex until I talked to Summer.
So you lied to me, Renee. You told me that you wouldn't contact your ex again. You lied to me, went behind my back and saw him regularly. I'm starting to think that Summer might be right. The child you are carrying is not mine.
Renee was starting to get caught in her own schemes. She thought that she was clever enough to hide her affair, but she didn't know that in this town there were eyes everywhere. Here, people actually had morals and didn't like keeping others' dirty secrets. Plus, she didn't do a lot to conceal her affair. I guess it never clicked in her head that someone would come forward and tell Aiden. Unfortunately for her, I had destroyed her little web of lies. She was now starting to do damage control. In her stupid head, there was still a chance that Aiden wouldn't push for a paternity test. She started to cry loudly and said, Aiden, I'm so sorry. I know I went behind your back and met my ex, but what can I do? He's still my best friend. I can't just cut him off like that. I swear I was only meeting him. Nothing happened between us. This child is yours, Aiden. You have to believe me.
Again, Renee, you need to stop lying so much. It won't do you any good. I have plenty more proof that you physically cheated on Aiden. Again, Renee, you need to stop lying so much. It won't do you any good. I have plenty of more proof that you physically cheated on Aiden.
That is impossible. I have done nothing. You have to believe me. I didn't sleep with my ex.
Really, Renee? Then how will you explain these text messages?
I opened my phone and showed all the texts that Harry had sent me. I literally opened the conversation and gave it to him to see everything. Renee was crying hard while Harry read aloud all the texts. Some of Renee's friends also stepped in to share their doubts and started to berate Renee. Renee was now trapped on all sides. She had no way to deny that she had cheated on Aiden and the child may not be his. After reading the texts, Aiden was raging mad. He looked at Renee with hate and said,
So Summer was right. You've been cheating on me, and the child may not be mine. How wonderful, Renee. Do you have more lies and excuses to make?
I'm so sorry. I got weak and did something stupid. You can see in those texts that I love you more than Harry does. Does that mean nothing to you?
It means nothing to me when you cheated on me and are possibly carrying his child right now. God, I'm so disgusted with you. I don't even want to look at you. No, Renee, please don't say that. Don't hate me. We still can't be sure that you're not the father. I'm sure the child is yours. There is still a possibility. I know there is a possibility. That is exactly why I will be going for a DNA test as soon as possible. But even if the child is mine, I will be divorcing you. I won't let you get away with what you did. This marriage is over.
Renee looked at Aiden in absolute shock. She should have seen it coming. Aiden had been cheated on in the past and had a strict boundary with cheating. Plus, he wouldn't raise another man's child, especially when the biological father wanted to take care of the child. Anyone who knew Aiden knew that cheating meant Aiden was done with you. For some reason, my princess sister-in-law thought that she could be an exception. She kept crying until her mother dragged her out and took her to her own place. The rest of the party calmed down Aiden and gave him words of support. Days passed and Renee kept pleading with Aiden to take her back. She was a mess. Even her own mother wasn't being nice to her. Aiden only said that he would talk to her once the results of the paternity test were in. Renee in her desperation took a prenatal DNA test. She thought that if she could prove that the baby was Aiden's, she would have a chance to save their marriage. The results of the paternity test were in. Renee in her desperation took a prenatal test. She thought that if she could prove that the baby was Aiden's, she would have a chance to save their marriage. Well, they did the test and the results were shocking for her. The child was not Aiden's. It was probably Harry's. Renee still tried her best to make Aiden stay. This shit show went on in front of the family because Aiden wanted everyone to know the truth. Renee cried when Aiden read the results and said,
I guess I'll be talking to my lawyer right now. This just seals the deal for me, Renee. You better be ready to get served. I would suggest you get a lawyer soon enough. The faster we get divorced, the better.
No, Aiden, you can't leave me. You can't leave our child. You can't abandon your son.
That is not my son, Renee. He is yours, but he is not mine.
No, don't say that, Aiden. If you try, we can still make it work. We can.
No, just know, Renee, this marriage is over. I will file.
The two got a clean divorce like I predicted and Harry got a decent custody arrangement with Renee. It looks like Harry will be able to stay in his son's life after all. For Aiden, the betrayal had been huge. I know I made him sound stoic, but trust me guys, he was crushed. It took him a while, but he has been seeing new people now. As for the other good news, surprisingly, I found myself pregnant just 2 months after the divorce. Now I have a healthy daughter, who is the first grandchild of the family. So Renee got her just karma, while I got to keep the imagined title of best daughter-in-law that she fought so hard for.